Man, it's Loki Lockdown, and I got the tea today on how to beat KHABIB Nurmagomedov, man. And if you want to beat KHABIB, man, you just got to tune in. If you're a UFC fighter and you're looking on a recipe of how to beat Islam, I mean, KHABIB is a pretty close, pretty close representative. So, look, check this shit out, man. KHABIB is a fighter that you're going to absolutely not need to let walk you down. Because if he walks you down, he's going to confuse you. He's going to put your brain on overload, and then he's going to shoot a takedown, and he's going to snatch you off your feet like a baby's tea turtle. You know what I'm saying? He's going to snatch you up like a baby turtle, and you're going to be helpless and defenseless, and it's going to be embarrassing for you. Another thing that you're going to want to do is you're not going to want to be scared of the takedown, though. You don't be scared of the takedown, because the fear of the takedown makes the takedown so much easier for him. Because if you notice, every single fighter is fighting so conservatively, like especially against KHABIB, that they make the takedown easier for him just because they're so worried about it that they open up so much striking, and once his striking gets opened up, then his takedowns become so much easier because, you thinking that you're going to keep him standing the whole time, which is not happening. You got to let him gas himself, which he's not going to do often, but you need to at least get him tired. You know what I'm saying? Make him tired. A fight is a fight. You know what I'm saying? It wears on the mind mentally. You got to touch him up constantly and be touching him very oftenly. One other thing that he has a weakness for is the low leg kicks, extremely hard low leg kicks, especially in that Justin Gaethje fight where he was just making him spin angles and what's the name, etc., etc. You're going to need excellent footwork as well. Your footwork must be absolutely supreme, especially if it's up to, y'all end up in a situation where he's got you on the back foot. You're going to want to be able to pivot all around the ring because you don't want your foot touch that octagon side. Because as soon as your foot touches that octagon side, he's shooting a takedown and he's going to sweep you off your feet. It's going to be very embarrassing for you. You know what I'm saying? Then, another good thing that you probably should have, this is a plus, is some knockout power. If you have power, just touching them up, you got to keep touching them up. You got to keep touching them up and touching them up and touching them up until, you got to make them confused. A lot of times, people don't have no power, but they be so good and then they still lose because, your punches aren't making me think about shit. You need to make sure that your punches can make him think, make him re-decide his decisions, make him, hesitant. You got to gain some respect. You got to get some respect in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Especially how Michael Johnson had him in the first round. He was piecing him up at first, and then KHABIB got mad and then just started smashing him after that. He is really, if Michael Johnson had any sort of takedown defense, he'd have been a little bit better. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Michael Johnson is a weird character altogether anyway. So look, man, you must keep on the hand fights, especially if he comes down. You don't want to change. Please, for the love of God, when y'all are down there, you got to stop changing your positions because he's looking for that. Every time you change your position, he finds a way to advance his, and it makes it even worse. He's like an anaconda, bro. Every time you change your position, his position becomes so much more dominant. He finds a way to dominate the position that you're in now even more than he had you a few seconds ago. I'm not saying that I would go out there and try to fight KHABIB, but I'm just giving out the blueprints as far as what I've seen in the film study that I've been watching, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? So look, bro, that of course, counter, you want to keep him against the octagon side. You don't want to be against the octagon side. That's his best area for takedowns. He becomes the strongest in those areas. You want to keep him in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that when you're engaging him on the ground, you must also keep his hands close to you. And you must elbow and throw hands from the bottom position. You must be very good from a bottom position, like how Oliveira or Tony Ferguson is. You just must be good from the bottom position. Learn how to fight off the bottom, etc., etc. But, you're going to want to keep this standing, but it's not going to happen long. But in the first round, you're going to want to keep it standing for as long as possible so you can score as many points as possible. You know what I'm saying? But once it gets down to the takedown, you're going to need to make sure that you can block punches and make sure that you don't get submitted, for sure. That part is important. You're going to want to make sure that he's not constantly, just smashing you like how he did with Conor. But another thing that I think that this fight mainly this fight will be a battle of stamina, and KHABIB has some of the best stamina on planet Earth, bro. So as long as you can keep him thinking, and you've really been working on this stamina thing, keeping him thinking, keeping him worried about, coming in. You can't just let him, get an easy takedown on you. That's not good. You're going to want to let him wear himself out some, and you be wearing all the damage, of course, at that point. But he be wearing some fatigue. So, look, bro. You're also going to want an excellent uppercut and a great switch knee, bro. Because a lot of times, wrestlers get caught coming in with those uppercuts. Curtis. That shit had me dead. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. Uppercuts and switch knees, you're going to want to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this guy, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to defend his takedown. You might as well throw that shit, bro. Throw it. What the hell is he scared of? Oh, he's going to take me down. He was going to do that shit anyway, bro. He was taking you down regardless. Throw that switch knee or throw that uppercut. Stop being a pussy. He was going to fucking dominate you on the ground regardless. You might as well go out with something. You know, I'm not saying anything. You know what? These guys are in the UFC. I'm not going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? Just use your head, bro. You're going to be on the ground regardless. Who do you think that you are, bro? He threw everybody on the ground. As a matter of fact, he has the record for the most takedowns in the UFC in one fight. Very embarrassing for that guy. But yeah, bro, don't try to avoid the takedown. Make sure that you have to constantly be touching him up, touching him up, touching him up, touching him high, touching him low, kicking him low, making sure that you just, giving him those factors of, like, you know what I'm saying, those elements to think about. Well-rounded fighters often beat extremely skill-based in one area fighters, like, you know what I'm saying, GSP is another well-rounded fighter that, you know what I'm saying, beats a lot of, like, heavily skilled fighters in just one area. Well-roundedness beats specialists most of the times, and then specialists come through and beat well-rounded people in some of the other exchanges, bro. But if you have knockout power, this will be a lot easier, because, you know what I'm saying, you can just try to knock him the fuck out, even though he's never even bled one time in the octagon, which is very, very fucking crazy. But you're going to want to be very, very careful with that, though. So with that being said, man, this is a semi-blueprint on how to beat Khabib Nurmagomedov based off of the film study, which is very much easier said than done. But as far as what I've noticed about Khabib, and he has a very, very solid game, this is the best possible options for you, bro. So with that being said, man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how effective that blueprint was. Well, not effective. Well, you can't really test it. But let me, you know what I'm saying, get an idea of what you think about it. And with that being said, man, we out.